Hello, class. So I am going to try to give a little direction, try to help clear up some stuff, maybe give you a few tips that'll help you with formatting, with PowerPoint and such. So first thing I'm going to start off with is looking at the library. So hopefully all of you know how to get to the library. It took me a minute. It's a little kind of confusing. But you have all these different databases to search, correct? So here is database. I chose the EBS CO host. And so here is where I put in a search for nursing theories. So let me go back so I can make it just a little bit more straightforward for you. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to go here. This is the database that I have chose to search. And here it's going to go down to CINAHL with full text. Now I'm going to put in, how about nursing theories? Search. All right, so then I'm going to see what has come up on my search. So I want the ones with full text because obviously I want to be able to read what I am getting. So let's just choose this first one. It really doesn't matter, which, you know, on this example, it doesn't matter, but it does matter if you want to make sure that what you're looking for is going to apply to what you're researching. So here you have your article, you know, read through the abstract, see if it's what you're looking for. You can kind of scroll through real quick, see what kind of data it has. It's like, all right, you know, I think this will work for me. So you can save it, get the PDF version and save it. But here's a little trick. Look over to the side here. You see all these little tools over here? Export. Now, if you have a reference formatting saving thing, like I do, Mendeley, you can export it, save them, export them into your data referencing bank. But anyway, what I want you to notice is, hey, look, there's site right there. You want to click on it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, APA, isn't that convenient? So I want to save that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to open up a new Word document here. I just want a plain Word document. I don't know why it opens two when I do that. So then I want to copy, and paste it into my Word document. And you might just, you know, you want to make sure you save it. But anyway, so you copied and paste. Wow, this is so great. Am I ready to use this resource? Not yet, okay? We need to format it correctly. Now, sometimes it might come out correct, but usually you have to double check it. So we see it's not in the right formatting. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to paragraph, first line, hanging, line spacing, double. Okay. All right, so I've got it looking right. Let's look at the title. Okay, it is not italicized. That's great. Ooh, there's a semicolon. There's a colon there, right? Oh, that's not capitalized. Let me fix that. Okay, looking here, I've got the author period, year period, effective decision making, colon, capitalize applying, lowercase, period, British Journal Nursing, 29, this right here, up to the 29 has to be in italics, and it is. So that's great. That's formatted correctly. Volume issue. Okay, after the journal title, comma. Volume issue right beside each other, comma. Pages, period, and then you want your DIO. If it doesn't have a DIO, then you want to put retrieve from. But here you are, you're all set. That's all you have to do. Now, sometimes you're going to find resources that don't have this option, but usually if you look around on the page, it's going to have that little citation option. And you always have to be careful, because I can't tell you how many times I did this myself when I was in school, where you just copy and paste it and format it, meaning you put it in as a hanging and double space, but you didn't look at everything else to make sure it was right. And I got dinged on that a lot of times. So fix it at the time, because if you think you're going to go back and fix it later, usually by the time you're ready to submit your paper, you're just so tired of looking and reading it that you're not going to go back through your references and double check them. So this is a quick, easy way to get one of your references formatted, and you don't have to do a whole lot of work. Let's go back here, and let's see here. We're going to go back, and let's see here if there's another one we want to use. That's probably, I was looking to see if they had maybe, let me see if they've got PubMed. And I don't use this library very often, so might be, oh, wonderful. I'll get to see that. Let me see here. Do they have ProQuest is something you might want to use. I just like PubMed. Here we go. So again, this is the new PubMed. Click on the new PubMed. I like the new PubMed. So here we go, search. Again, nursing theories, and I'm just choosing that as a constant search. Okay, and here they come up again. Look at this. Look at what PubMed has. Cite. Click on it. Here you go. I'm going to copy and paste this. Copy. And then I've got my little sheet here, and I'm going to put it on here. No, I don't want to go behind this because I've already fixed that. I am going to right click paste. Okay, let's see here. Lots of authors, but nope, it's not quite right, is it? Okay, so let me fix this. I'm going to put the year here, 2016, period. And then I'm going to go down here and take 2016 out, because that doesn't belong there. And then I got to fix this, because on a comma there, space. Okay, nursing theories. Oh, see, now look. Now all I have to do is go in, make these little adjustments. And then, so there we go. I've got my title fixed. They had some extra stuff in here. So here we go, nursing theories. It's not italicized. It looks right. I got a colon, capitalized, lowercase. Here is the journal that it comes from, and everything is italicized from here back. See, it's already italicized. There you go. See, there's nothing you need to do. Volume, issue, and then it's got a semicolon. We don't need that. We just want a period. 162 and DIO number. So that's an easy way to grab your citation. There's still a little bit of work to do, but then you haven't got all that crazy stuff going on, or trying to like look in and figure everything out. If you know the basics, then you can go in and fix these. And even if you don't, at least you got the foundation, and then you can go in and look at resources on how to fix that. Okay, so then again, I like PubMed. You can email it to yourself, save. You can put it into a reference database. I like PubMed. So this is how you can get your references, citations from within the reference database itself. Okay. Also, within your library, they have a copy of your APA 6th edition, and so you can pull it up alongside. And what I would recommend, if you can do 2 screens, I found that helped me out tremendously. And so here I can, look at how to format references, chapter by book, electronic only book. So it's got everything that you need in here, and you can resource it, reference it, pull it up, And then if you got my little cheat sheets, that might help you as well. But this is great to have up while you're writing your paper, and you can get it directly from your library, and you don't have to have it. And like I said, if you can do 2 screens, like when I was in school, I had this laptop attached to another screen, and it helped me tremendously. So those are some quick tips on how to format your references, make life a little easier for yourself. Okay, we are going to let's look at an example of a paper. Okay, so for Aspen, the nursing, we start off with our running head, capital R, lowercase, head is all lowercase, colon, and all this is capitalized. You don't want this to be too long. 40 characters is about as long as you want it to be. Preferably, if you can make it a little bit lower, that's good. But anyway, so this is all in your header section. So see, first page header, and then that's going to show up on the rest of your page. Setting up your title page, how to format your title paper. This would be the title, your name, no credentials, Aspen University, and there should be some space in between here. And then near the bottom, you're going to have your module number, course number, professor name, and date, and then that's it. So again, here we go. We're going into the introduction. You have a title here, a header, but it's going to be not bolded. And then you're going to have your introduction, and you want it to be very somewhat brief. So as you can see, this is really not very long. I have a few citations in here. You might need them, you might not, but if you're taking any material from resources, you need to cite. So as you can see here, I cite here. I go on to my first header. My first is level 1 heading. You see it's all bolded, centered. And then I go into the body of my paper. And so you see here, Groves, Burns, Gray. This is a book. And look, I have it again. And actually, I don't even have to have all these, because when you have 3 or more, if you have 1 author, of course you use it every time. 2 authors, yes, you use it every time. 3 and over, no, 3 to 5, you're going to put all your authors down first time, and then it's going to be first author et al. So look here. Oh, I don't need all this. And if I'm typing it in, this is going to save me a lot of time. Groves et al. Dot, comma, 2013. There you go. I'm good to go. And then, so, oh, wow, this is weird. Here's another citation, Marks et al. So remember when I said 3 to 5, you write all the authors down, and then you put et al. After that. So if you have 6 or more authors, you're going to write just the first author et al. Every time. So that kind of saves you some time too. You don't have to write down 5 authors and then abbreviate it. You just start abbreviating it from the beginning. 3 to 5, all write them down all the first time, and then after that, abbreviate Groves et al. 2013. 6 or more, then you just start off with first author et al. Okay? That is how you're going to be citing. And as you can see, I'm citing a lot, because one thing is I'm moving between different resources, but I want it to be very clear where my material is coming from. And you can see that I cite everything that it comes from, because I want to be very clear. Now, could I probably maybe leave out a citation here or there? Maybe, but I want you to be sure that you know how to properly cite. So I would encourage you to cite as much as possible so it's very clear where it's coming from. But even if you want to like do every other, I would do it that way. Don't think that you can write, like I would never write all this. See, now all this comes from the same resource and then just cite at the end, because then it wouldn't be very clear that it's all coming from that resource, if that makes sense. So cite, 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 be clear. If you don't cite enough, then it kind of looks like it's could be plagiarizing. So I move on to the next header, level 1 header, and then my first sentence, I'm going to start citing again just to make sure it's clear where that information is coming from. Different same resource citing again, and I'm moving to different ones. And as you can see, I'm just making sure that it's very clear, especially since I'm jumping between resources. Just cite everything. And again, so here I'm using the same resource, but I'm still citing all over the place to be sure that you know, or whoever's reading know, where the information is coming from. Okay? So let me see here. I'm going to use sexual assault nurse examiner. I'm going to abbreviate it. You write it all out the first time, and then you put down the an acronym, right? Again, forensic nurse examiner. Okay, so we are going through. You see how I'm citing. I'm quality needs and program outcomes. So I've got one topic in here, and I'm kind of moving on to a next topic. So I'm doing new paragraphs, and your paragraphs, Aspen says it has to be at least 3 sentences. I think they should be 4 to 5, but you can't have 2-sentence paragraphs. So please have 3 or more. I recommend 4 to 5. Aspen says 3. So if you have something that you feel like needs a new paragraph and it's 3 sentences, you can do it, but I suggest 3. Okay, so here we go. I'm using 2 resources. So this is actually incorrect here. It should be semicolon. So when you're using more, and it's actually incorrect because it's out of alphabetical order. So even though I might be writing, I might be using like one resource before the other, I still need to put it in alphabetical order. So here I have Greason et al. 2008, and I got a semicolon, and then spec, and then those are the 2 resources that I got this information from. Okay. And then we're going through again. So it's really kind of amazing how there's so much detail related to APA, and you might not get everything right. But if you try to get the big things right, I can't tell you how many times I had to rewrite my manuscript. This was a paper that was due for a class in earlier in my program for my doctorate. So here we go. We're at the conclusion. Okay, again, it's short and sweet, concise, kind of just kind of briefly talks about what you wrote about and what you learned. So you can see it's short, it's sweet. This resource is available to you. I post them in every classroom. And then your reference section that has to be in alphabetical order. So let's see here. This is correct. You see this is a journal article, and my title, I've got a colon there, literature review, volume number 9. And actually, I think this is probably, might have gotten a little happy with the, I think this is probably, yep. That was italicized as long as the volume number. And actually, volume number doesn't belong there either. So DIO number, there's obviously no page numbers here, so that's fine. You just put it, and actually a comma, and then you would go on. Actually, it's going to be a dot because you don't have the page numbers. So again, you can just look through and kind of see. There's a lot of little things that can go on that's wrong. I'm just mainly looking, do you have your authors there? Do you have your year? Do you have your title correct? And if it's a journal, do you have that formatted correctly? Or if it's a book, do you have the information that goes along with the book? Let's see here, Groves Burns Gray. That's going to be italicized 7th edition where it is published, and that is all you need for your books. You don't need any retrieve from or whatever. So if you online books, I think is a little different, and look in your APA for that because I don't think I've used any online books. But I just wanted to run through here. You see a lot of different examples of how to put in your resources. Here is a resource that I use that basically the name of the article was the site where I found it. So taking stock, questions for nonprofit leaders. So I'm going to format this as I would any other title, year, and then just retrieve from. And then here I use a resource from the University of Alabama. So that's going to be my author, no date. Look at the bottom, you don't see it, School of Nursing. It's not italicized because it's not a book, and then retrieve from. So online, it just depends on, are you using the title and how are you formatting this reference. So hopefully, I'm hoping that y'all can see this, and hopefully this will be helpful to you as well. So let's move. I'm trying to pack on a lot of information here. So let's move on to the PowerPoint. So here we go. We have a PowerPoint. This is a background. I'm just talking about what's going on. And so when I have a citation and it's just at the bottom of the slide, that means that any information that was pulled into this area came from here. So some of this might be information that I'm writing down, but if there's any other information, it's all coming from here. So I'm just going to cite at the bottom of the slide because I only have one resource related to this information. When I have a picture, such as I do here, you need to put in a citation. So you just copy and paste where you got it from and give credit to the citation as well. This does not need to go into your reference section. It just goes right there, and that's good. You have notes. You want to put notes. And since we are in an academic setting, you want to cite your notes, okay? So if there is anything in here, and of course I don't have a citation in here. I should. Let me see here over the years. Okay, so honestly, I don't even know why I have. Oh, I put that reference in here because I used it up here. I didn't use it in my notes section. So, your notes are usually just for you, but in the academic setting, you're going to want to cite. All this is just me talking about, what the background of the issue is. And I put the citation in here, so I would have a citation for here. You know what? That's not really necessary. You can just cite at the end. That's fine with me. You don't have to cite in your notes, but you can if you like. You don't have to put your reference in your notes. But if you are talking about stuff in your reference in your body of your paper, you need to cite. So again, here we go. You have text here, and all this information came from here. And you aren't required to do audio, but I think I gave you a few examples. I don't have it on every page, but you might want to use that for a resource later on. And your notes can just kind of be a guide. I don't expect you to read word for word, nor would I think anybody else. But again, it's just an example. So for you, you don't really need to, it depends on, you have to read the instructions. Some might have you have to do audio and notes. Some, they might just want you to do just the slides. So make sure you read the directions carefully. So again, this is my own picture. I don't need to cite it. I'm looking up here. Okay, so I'm using two different resources. So I'm citing the information that comes from here, and then I'm citing the information from here down to here. So I'm just citing at the end. And so I cited this because this is specific to this resource, and then all the rest of this information comes from this resource. So that's why it's like at the bottom. I hope it's kind of making a little bit of sense. I know it's confusing. So again, do I have, nope, all citations are here, and there's one citation at the bottom, and there's no other citations in there. So here, I'm using information in my notes. You can see how I cited from the resources. And again, you don't have to put your references in your notes. For me, just make sure that they're in the end. I guess this is what I was doing this for school. They wanted that, or maybe I just didn't know. I don't know. So again, we're going through positive team dynamics, and I'm just writing here. So actually, I probably should have a few citations at the bottom of these slides. Copy, put it down here because all this is coming from this. Oh, undo. I didn't like it too much. So there you go. And again here. So I probably could have used a few citations in here, but I think within this assignment I was doing a little bit of both, but anyway, you kind of get the idea. You do want to cite within the slide, and then you want to try to get your references as best you can to format them as best you can to look like they would within a paper. And so again, looking for that doesn't need to be cited. So I probably need a few more citations up here. I think this is just a proposed plan, so I think probably up here I might need a citation or two that I missed right here. I would just need to go in here. But in general, you get the idea of what your citations and should look like and how you should cite within the PowerPoint. And if you have to cite within your notes, well, you do have to cite within your notes within an academic setting, but you normally wouldn't when you're writing notes for yourself when you're given a presentation. And then make sure your references match your citations. And let me see here if there's anything else I wanted to pull up. Well, the same program, we went over the PowerPoint and we went over that. So I don't think I had anything else that I wanted to share with you. I kind of wanted to just give you a quick run through. Let us see if we can pull up one other thing. This is not the one I want. The one I uploaded for you is what I'm looking for. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I meant to pull up everything I had. I think I have a so here we go. APA tips. Summary tips. So here you go, and I've given you some quick tips on how to format. Again, we kind of talked about the et al. Citation tips. You're going to put in all of them, year, and then the next entry is going to look just Jones et al. 6 or more authors. You're just going to use first author. This might be something that's helpful to you to print off. 3 to 7 authors when you're doing your references. You are going to 3 to 6 authors, you're going to write all the authors down in your reference. If you have 7, you're just going to write 6. You're going to put down the first 5, ... and then the last author. in your reference area. So when you're formatting a reference, you don't write all 7 authors. You're going to put down 6 authors. You're going to write down the first 5, ... and then last author. And you would leave out whatever's in between 5 and your last author. So if it's 10, you're going to be leaving out 6 through 9, and you're going to put down last author. And then you're going to format it just as you would whatever the resource is. Freeburg and Cresia, a lot of my classes are using this book, and this is how you reference that. And so here's a website, and here's research findings. So here's I'm using the website author. The website is Agency for Healthcare Research Quality. So that's my author. There's the year. And then there's the title of my article, retrieved from Centers for Disease Control. And again, it's lowercase and retrieved from. So these are all websites, and you notice that the titles are not italicized. And then here is one. It's the website. So the web is the resource. So the title goes first. So yes, this would actually be History of Rape. And I'll have to fix that. But this is how this would go, since that is the title of the article. Actually, I think that I had it correct, because I think the whole website, this is the name of the website, so that would be right. But say it was just an article. This is the website, and it had different articles within those. But if it was just this, if this was the title, I think I showed you above, then that would be correct. I know it's confusing, but as long as you're trying your best, you will get through. And journal articles, here's an example, 7 authors, an example. Some tips. I gave you some videos you can read, you can review. I think these have already been provided to you. A lot of different links, just in case, I know I've kind of got this jumbled up. I need to clean it up a little bit, but I kind of wanted to try to go through with you to see if I could clear up any confusion, because I know it is a little crazy, especially when I go through and fix things and then go back and don't fix it. But I'm hoping that this helped you out a little bit. I'm sorry it's a little jumbled, because I was trying to be kind of quick about it. If you have any questions, you're certainly feel free to let me know, because I want to be helpful to you. And if there's anything I can do, just email me and let me know. I hope this has been helpful. And we're at 33 minutes, so hopefully it's been quick and helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know. Y'all take care.